welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going through your research on managing a villa in Phuket from afar. You've got this dream of owning a little piece of paradise, but figuring out how to manage it from miles away could feel a bit overwhelming, right? Don't worry though, we're going to break it all down for you.
What I think is fascinating about this whole topic is that there's this clear path to success. All the sources you've given me, they all highlight a lot of these practical strategies and honestly some truly inspiring stories from these villa owners that are out there doing this really
I
well.
have to admit, when I first started reading through that huge stack of articles and notes, my head was spinning.
Mm.
But as I kind of dug deeper, I did start to see these common threads. I mean, finding a reliable property management company seems to be the absolute cornerstone of this whole thing.
It's almost like building a house. You need a solid foundation. Your property manager is like your boots on the ground in Phuket. They're handling everything from marketing and guest communication to maintenance and even navigating those tricky legal requirements.
Speaking of the legal stuff, that was one area where I felt a bit lost. What are some of the must-knows for someone like me who's not exactly a legal expert?
Well, the good news is that all your sources actually highlight some really practical resources. For instance, there's that government website, the one that outlines all the specific regulations for short-term rentals, things like zoning laws and licensing requirements.
Oh, that's good to know. I was also curious about taxes. I mean, are there any specific taxes for rental income in Thailand?
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a rental income tax, and the rate varies a little bit depending on a few factors like how long the rental agreement is for. Your property manager can usually help you kind of navigate this whole thing, but it's smart to have a basic understanding yourself.
That makes sense. Okay, back to finding the right property manager. One article mentioned that some companies offer these all-inclusive packages, which honestly sound amazing for someone managing things remotely.
Uh,
Is that the best way to go?
Well, not necessarily. It really depends on your individual needs and budget. A basic package might cover things like marketing, guest communication, and basic maintenance. But if you want a more hands-off management style, those comprehensive packages can pretty much handle everything, even coordinating cleaning and repairs.
So it's like choosing your level of involvement, right?
Exactly. You decide how much you want to be involved in the day-to-day operations. But remember, even with a full-service package, it's still your investment. Staying informed is super key.
One thing that really stood out to me was the importance of testimonials and reviews when choosing a property manager. It's like reading restaurant reviews before you book a table.
Right.
It's even more important in this case. You're entrusting them with your valuable asset. I mean, look for reviews that highlight not just responsiveness and efficiency, but also their ability to handle those unexpected challenges. For instance, one review talked about how their property manager went above and beyond to help a guest who had a medical emergency. I mean, those are the kind of qualities you want in your team.
That's a great point. You never know what might come up, especially when you're managing things from afar. Okay, so we've got a solid property manager in place. What about the role of technology? One article mentioned how technology can be a total game changer for remote villa management.
Technology is almost like having this virtual presence at your villa. Online booking platforms streamline the whole reservation process. Property management software helps you track everything from bookings to expenses, and smart home systems give you that extra peace of mind. Imagine being able to monitor your villa's security cameras right from your phone, no matter where you are in the world.
That does sound pretty incredible. Are there any specific technology tools that really stood out in all your research?
One article highlighted a case study where a villa owner used this smart leak detection system that alerted them to a minor leak before it caused some major damage. They were able to contact their property manager immediately, and the problem was fixed pretty quickly, saving them a potential fortune in repairs.
Wow, that's a really powerful example of how technology can not only make life easier, but also protect your investment.
Exactly. It allows you to be proactive, which is essential when you're managing a property remotely.
It seems like technology is a huge asset, but it's not a replacement for having a strong local network, right?
Absolutely not. Your local network is like your extended family in Phuket. I mean, these are the people who will be there to assist when things go wrong, whether it's a simple plumbing issue or a guest who needs some help navigating the area.
So who are the key players in this local network?
Think of it like building a team. You'll need reliable cleaners, gardeners, pool maintenance, a go-to electrician and plumber. Even a trusted taxi driver can be a valuable asset. And don't underestimate the power of friendly neighbors.
Right. They can be your eyes and ears on the ground. One of the articles actually featured a story where a neighbor noticed a broken window at a villa and alerted the property manager, preventing like a potential security issue.
Exactly. I mean, these local connections are invaluable. They can literally make the difference between a minor inconvenience and a major headache.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. A reliable property manager, smart use of technology, and a strong local network. But what about communicating with guests? How do you build rapport and ensure a positive experience when you're not physically there?
This is where clear communication and a personal touch becomes super important. Your sources highlight some really creative strategies like personalized welcome messages with local tips and even like video tours of the villa before guests arrive.
Those are great ideas. I also came across an article that emphasized the importance of setting clear expectations up front, like things like house rules, check-in and check-out procedures, and contact information for emergencies.
That's crucial. Transparency and clear communication can prevent like so many misunderstandings and ensure a smoother experience for both you and your guests. And while you're setting those expectations, think about adding in a little personal touch. One villa owner in your research mentioned including a handwritten welcome note with some recommendations for their like favorite local restaurants. Small gestures like that can make a big
It's
difference.
all about creating that warm, welcoming feeling, even from a distance.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's talk about keeping the villa in like tip-top shape.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. The thought of managing maintenance from afar makes me a little nervous.
Well, it's understandable to feel that way. The key is proactive planning. All your sources emphasize the importance of a solid maintenance schedule, and it's not just about fixing things when they break, right? Preventative maintenance can actually save you a ton of headaches and money in the long run.
One of the articles actually had some pretty eye-opening statistics. It said that regular preventative maintenance can extend the lifespan of major appliances by like up to 50% and reduce those overall repair costs by like as much as 40%.
Exactly. Think of it like taking your car in for like regular servicing. It's way cheaper to address those potential issues early on than to deal with a major breakdown later.
So what are some of the key areas to focus on when it comes to villa maintenance in Phuket?
Your sources highlighted a few Phuket-specific challenges. The tropical climate means you need to pay extra attention to your air conditioning units. Regular servicing is essential to prevent breakdowns, especially during those hot and humid months.
Yeah, I can imagine the air conditioning gets a real workout over in Phuket. What else should we be thinking about?
Well, another thing to consider is the impact of salt air and humidity on the villa's exterior. Protective coatings on metal surfaces can help prevent corrosion, and like regular cleaning of that outdoor furniture will help keep it in good condition.
That makes sense. And then there are those super intense monsoon seasons.
Right. After a heavy monsoon, it's crucial to check for any leaks or damage, especially to the roof and exterior walls. It's also a good idea to have the gutters cleaned out to prevent blockages and potential water damage.
Wow, I'm learning so much. It seems like those regular inspections are absolutely crucial.
Absolutely. And if you're not able to be there in person, your property manager can handle those inspections for you. They'll be able to spot potential issues and coordinate repairs with local contractors.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground on maintenance. Let's shift gears and talk about the financial side of things. I'm curious about the tools and strategies for managing your finances effectively, especially from afar.
Your sources are full of great tips on this. Property management software is like a total game changer. It allows you to keep track of all that income and expenses, generate financial reports, and even automate invoices and payments all in one central location.
One of the articles recommended a specific software called OwnerRez. It seems to be pretty popular with villa owners in Phuket. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, OwnerRez is a great option. It has a very user-friendly interface and offers a wide range of features, including direct booking integration, automated messaging, and like super detailed financial reporting.
Those features sound incredibly helpful. But beyond the software, what are some of the key financial strategies for maximizing rental income?
Well, your research highlights the importance of strategic pricing. You need to find that sweet spot that attracts guests while also ensuring you get a healthy return on your investment.
One article I read mentioned analyzing data from similar villas in your area to see what they're charging.
Exactly. There are a bunch of websites and platforms that provide data on average rental rates, occupancy rates, and seasonality trends. This information can help you set those competitive rates and adjust them based on demand.
So it's about being data-driven, not just guessing.
Absolutely. And you also need to consider your target market. Are you aiming for luxury travelers who are willing to pay a premium? Or are you catering to more budget-conscious families? Your pricing strategy should align with your target audience.
That's a great point. And beyond the nightly rate, are there any other ways to boost income?
For sure. You could think about offering additional services or experiences that add value for your guests. Airport transfers, private chef services, in-villa spa treatments. These can all generate extra revenue and enhance the guest experience.
One article mentioned the idea of partnering with local businesses to offer curated experiences like cooking classes or guided tours. That seems like a total win-win.
It is. You're providing guests with unique and memorable experiences, and you're also supporting the local economy at the same time.
Okay, we've covered pricing strategies and added value services. What about marketing the villa effectively to actually attract those bookings?
Your sources were really buzzing about the power of all those online platforms. Social media is like an obvious one. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook are perfect for showcasing your villa's beauty and unique features through stunning visuals and engaging content.
I've seen some incredible photos of Phuket villas online. Tropical gardens, infinity pools, breathtaking ocean views.
Yeah.
It's enough to make anyone want to book a flight immediately.
Exactly. You want to transport people to your villa through those images, evoke a sense of escape and relaxation. Video is another powerful tool. Even a short, well-produced video tour can bring your villa to life and give potential guests a real feel for the space.
That's a great idea. I'm also really intrigued by the potential of online advertising.
Platforms like Google Ads and social media ads allow you to target specific audiences based on their interests and travel preferences. You can reach people who are actively searching for accommodation in Phuket or even those who have shown interest in similar destinations.
So it's about getting your villa in front of the right people at the right time.
Exactly. And don't forget about online travel agencies like Airbnb and Booking.com. These platforms have a vast global reach and can really expose your villa to a wider audience.
It sounds like there are a lot of different marketing channels to explore.
There are. And the key is to find the mix that works best for your villa and your target market. It might take some experimenting and analysis to figure out what yields the best results for you.
It's like a puzzle, figuring out the best combination of strategies.
It is. But it's a fun puzzle to solve, and the rewards are definitely worth it.
Okay, so we've covered marketing, and our villa is now attracting bookings. So how do we make sure the guests have an amazing experience once they arrive? After all, those positive reviews are gold in the hospitality industry.
You're absolutely right. Happy guests are your best ambassadors. They'll spread the word and leave glowing reviews, which attract even more bookings. And creating a memorable guest experience starts with setting and maintaining those high standards.
One of the articles emphasized the importance of consistency. It's not just about being great sometimes. It's about delivering that same level of excellence every single time.
Consistency breeds trust and reliability. Guests want to know what to expect, whether it's the cleanliness of the villa, the responsiveness of the staff, or the quality of the amenities.
Cleanliness was a big theme in a lot of the articles.
And for good reason. It's the foundation of a positive guest experience. Invest in professional cleaning services, especially between guest stays, and have a good system in place for regular upkeep.
But it's not just about basic cleanliness, right? There's also that element of going above and beyond to create a really special experience.
Absolutely. Think about those little details that can make such a big difference. A welcome basket with some local treats, fresh flowers, fluffy towels, a personalized note. These small touches can make guests feel valued and really appreciated.
I love those ideas, like those extra touches you get at a nice boutique hotel that make you feel so pampered.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of local recommendations. Provide guests with a curated list of your favorite restaurants, activities, and some of those hidden gems in the area.
It's like having a personal concierge.
It is. And it shows guests that you're not just renting them a space, but you're truly invested in helping them have an unforgettable experience.
Okay, we've talked about creating a fantastic experience for guests. But how do we know if our efforts are actually hitting the mark? How do we get that honest feedback to make sure that we're constantly improving?
This is where guest feedback becomes invaluable. Your sources suggest multiple avenues for gathering feedback. You can provide a simple feedback form right in the villa, send a follow-up email after their stay, or even encourage them to leave reviews on online platforms.
One article had a great anecdote about a villa owner who actually added a hammock to their garden based on a guest's suggestion. It ended up becoming a favorite spot for future guests, and the owner received some rave reviews for it.
That's a perfect example of how listening to your guests can lead to tangible improvements. And it also shows guests that you value their opinions and you're committed to creating the best possible experience.
It seems like getting feedback is an ongoing process, not just a one-time thing.
Absolutely. The key is to make it a habit to regularly ask for feedback, analyze those responses, and then use that information to make adjustments and improvements.
So it's about being responsive and constantly striving to be better.
Exactly. And that commitment to continuous improvement is honestly what sets those successful villa owners apart.
Okay, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive. We've talked about finding the right property manager, leveraging technology, building a local network, communicating effectively with guests, mastering maintenance, managing finances, marketing the villa, and constantly seeking feedback. It's been a really incredible journey.
It has. And I think the key takeaway here is that managing a Fouquet villa from afar is not just a dream, it's a totally achievable reality.
It does feel like we've really created like this awesome roadmap for success. And what's really inspiring is that all your research, it didn't just like focus on the practicalities, right?
Yeah.
There are also some like really beautiful stories about the personal rewards of actually owning a Phuket villa.
Oh, absolutely. It's about so much more than just like the financial returns. It's about creating a haven, a place where you can escape the everyday and kind of like reconnect with yourself, with nature, with like a whole different pace of life. And it's about sharing that experience with others, like creating memories that last a lifetime.
I love that perspective. It's about embracing this like different way of life, immersing yourself in the beauty of Phuket, and then sharing all that with the world.
Precisely. Like, just think about those quiet mornings, just sipping coffee on your villa's terrace, overlooking this lush tropical landscape, just listening to the sounds of nature, or those like magical evenings watching the sunset over the Andaman Sea with a cool breeze on your face.
Okay, you're painting a very like tempting picture here. And I imagine for someone who just loves to travel, having like this home base in a place like Phuket, I mean, that would be incredible.
It opens up a whole new world of possibilities. You can explore the island at your own pace, discover hidden beaches, immerse yourself in that local culture, and really get to know the community.
Yeah, it's not just a vacation, it's a whole lifestyle.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is that your research even highlighted how owning a villa in Phuket can be a gateway to personal growth.
Oh, wow. Tell me more about that.
Well, a lot of these villa owners shared stories about how the experience challenged them to step outside of their comfort zones, to like learn new things, to connect with people from different cultures, and even to like develop a deeper appreciation for all the simple things in life.
It's like the villa becomes this catalyst for personal transformation.
In a way, yeah. It's about embracing a whole new adventure, stepping into the unknown, and discovering all these hidden strengths and passions you may not have even known you had.
It's incredible to think that owning a property can actually have such a profound impact on someone on like a personal level.
It really is a testament to the power of place and like this transformative nature of travel and new experiences.
Well, I think we've covered like an incredible amount of information in this deep dive. From like the practicalities of managing a Phuket villa from afar to like all those personal rewards and growth opportunities that it offers. It's been such a fascinating journey.
It definitely has. And I really hope this deep dive has equipped you, our listener, with the knowledge and inspiration to pursue your own Phuket villa dreams.
If you're feeling that pull toward owning a piece of paradise, don't let the distance scare you away. Just embrace the challenge, do your research, and surround yourself with the right team. The rewards, both tangible and intangible, are so worth the effort.
Remember, it's not just about owning a property, it's about embracing this new adventure, this new chapter in your life. And honestly, who knows what amazing discoveries await you on those sun-kissed shores of Phuket.
That's a beautiful thought to end on. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of managing a Phuket villa from afar. We hope you found it informative and inspiring. Until next time, happy exploring.